Alrighty, morning everyone! So, another beautiful scrapping video on this beautiful channel on another very rainy and muddy day, so yeah, the usual stuff, you would say, and I would say that too, matter of fact. So yeah, today we are gonna scrap these motors. Very small electric motors that you can find in stuff like printers, for example. You're probably gonna get a lot of these motors if you're scrapping stuff out. So I always thought there's copper in them, right? So you can see that, like right here, there's a lot of copper in there actually. How much is that percentage-wise? So we are gonna find that out today. We're gonna weigh them, we're gonna find out how much copper is in there, we are gonna find out how much money you can make scrapping these down, and so on and so forth. So I hope we are gonna get some good value out of them, but you never know. At the end of the day, we are just gonna have to figure that out. That's why we are here, and yeah, so let's get into another great little episode of scrapping some electrical thingies. Before we get straight into that, I want to tell you something. I finally bought some lighting supplies. I saved up some money over the last couple of weeks, and now we've bought some lighting supplies. So I hope they are going to be here in like the next couple of days, hopefully. So yeah, we'll see, but I think this is really gonna be a very, very big improvement to the video quality on this channel. And I also bought a bigger scale that goes up to 30 kilos. So that's gonna be nice. We don't have to use this like tiny boy we usually use anymore. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope it's gonna improve the videos a whole lot. So yeah, I really hope that's going to be very nice. So yeah, let's just basically quickly talk about what we are going to do with these motors. So I've done one of those, or multiple of those actually, when I was still basically still a child, and I used to scrap out printers and stuff like that to just take a look inside of them, not really to make any money. And I did some of these motors, and I do remember that it is quite hard to get this stuff out of there. So I hope that we can actually do that, because I haven't done any of those in like years, probably decades. And so it's going to be interesting. I hope that we can get some decent copper out of those. The plan would probably be to just hit this with a hammer until something comes loose, because there are no screws on this thing. I don't really know how they put it together, but there is a bearing down there, as you can see, it turns, so it kind of needs a bearing, and we are going to try to just push that out, basically. That's always my approach when I see a bearing, so we'll see how that goes. This thing, I think you can just pry that open. We are going to try that as well. But yeah, as I said, we're just gonna have to take a look, and we are gonna do that in time-lapse, because you don't have to sit through all that, and I have to do it, and you can then just say, oh yeah, great, that's how you do it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do it myself. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we are done doing that. As you saw in the time lapse, I had some difficulties, but let's talk about that later. Let's start with the stuff that was actually pretty dang nice and worked pretty well. And that was this first motor, this round boy here. And you can see, worked really well. This is the steel hull. We are gonna weigh everything up now and then just see how much copper and brass and other stuff was in there percentage-wise and how much money we could actually make off of those. As I said, it's not gonna be a lot, but let's see. So just the steel stuff weighs 103 grams, something like that. This is the copper. In total, 111. And this is all the brass and bronze and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about that a little bit in just a moment. So that's 116 grams in total. So let's take off the steel portion. We've got 13.3 grams of stuff that's actually worth money. And that would be, I already weighed that up, but let's see that as well here. That would be approximately 5 grams of brass and stuff like that. And then we would have like another, I think, 7 grams of copper. Let's figure that out as well. Put that in there. And let's take the copper, put it on here as well. It's actually 8.4. Is that correct? Huh, well. Let's tear that again. Let's put it out again and just switch it on because it showed something different the first time I weighed it. But no, it's 8.5. Okay, that's totally fine. That would be approximately 7.5% copper in one of those thingies. I calculated that out before. And another maybe 4.5% brass. So yeah, in total we've maybe got like 12% of stuff in there that's actually worth something. So with today's prices, this is not worth it. Why is this not worth it? Let me tell you. This whole thing in total was like, let's just say 100 grams. Okay, let's just say it was 100 grams in total. 100 grams would be worth approximately 5 cents for me. 100 grams of motors, 5 cents. So we had 15 grams, let's just say 15 grams of copper and brass together. Let's just say that's worth 4 euros a kilo. So like what's that? $5 maybe a kilo, and maybe like 2.6 bucks a pound, something around that. And so if we add that up, you know, we've got like 15 grams of that. That would be like, what? If we got 100 grams, it would be 40 cents. If we had 10 grams, 4 cents. So that would be maybe 6 cents. 6 cents of value. Come on. Like, please, no. That is, no. Like, we legit just broke even on that. We would have made pretty much exactly the same money had we just sold this motor as a motor. Because for some reason there's no copper in those things. I don't know why, but that's the thing. So please, if you're doing stuff like that, even though yes, this looks like it's a good chunk of copper, it's not worth it. Please just sell it. Alright, so now that we established that we are please gonna sell these in future and not try to scrap them out in any way, because you are actually gonna get exactly the same money for them if you scrap them out, as opposed to just selling them as a motor, which is really sad, but you know, whatever. We are gonna talk about the second motor. And this second motor was actually worse. Why was it worse? Well, because I couldn't even take it apart. Why was that a thing? Well, if you take a look at this thing right here, this is basically just made entirely out of plate steel that is stacked on top of each other. And then some machine comes in and winds this somehow, I don't know how. Maybe they do it before they put it together. I don't know how they would do that, but I couldn't take it apart. I tried everything. I tried cutting it. I tried just simply hammering it. I tried unwinding it, nothing worked. Nothing. I don't know if that was just bad luck with this thing, but as I can see right now, just stay away from them. Please, never ever try to scrap something like that. It took me 10 minutes and I got exactly 0 copper out of that. And so, yeah, what I'm gonna do with this motor here, so we are not even gonna actually weigh this up. I'm just gonna put this thing back on top of that, and I'm just gonna put this on top of this, and we are gonna sell that as a motor. There we go. Put that far away from here. That is gonna get sold as a motor. However, there was a little piece of cast aluminum on it, so we are gonna weigh that up and see how much that is actually worth. That might actually be a pretty good chunk in comparison to what we got before. So let's weigh it up. That weighs 30 grams. That's pretty dang decent. That's approximately like 3 cents. Yeah, that is actually pretty good. You know, we can still sell that as a motor. Let's see how much this is as a motor. As a motor, we would get, yeah, probably around 9 cents. So this thing actually gave us way better value than this thing, even though we didn't take it apart. Interesting, right? So if I want to say anything with the stuff I'm just like kind of rambling on about, please don't scrap those. Please just sell them as motors. It is not worth scrapping those. Why is it not worth scrapping them? Because they don't really have a real stator. The problem with not having a real stator is that they have like some kind of weird stuff like this, which has a little bit of copper winding on it, but not really a lot to make it worth basically anything. So if you can stay away from stuff like that, do it. If you can just buy this thing, that's alright. That's gonna have good copper value. I would reckon that's probably got around 35% copper, just like a normal stator. However, they have got like extremely thick walls and very thick magnets, as you can see in there. So it's just not worth it. If you get motors like that, you're best off just selling them. You're not actually going to get very bad money, and you couldn't get any more money, matter of fact, so might as well just take the money you can get for them. Okay, so that's it with today's video. I really hope you learned something new. I really hope you took something from this video. And let it only be that you please don't scrap those. Don't waste your time. It's very important to do something that's actually worth your time. And these are really, really not. I've had a lot of questions about people asking about these, if you can scrap those, if it's worth it doing that, if you should sell them or whatnot. Please, please sell them. Please sell them. They are not worth basically anything, and no one's gonna make any money on these. So, you know, if you can send them off to some big recycling company and they break even on that, that's okay, because they are pulling in hundreds of thousands a month. You are most likely not. So do yourself a favor, sell them. Don't waste your time with them. Don't even look at them too much, because you might get the idea that you can get some value out of those. No, sell them, please. Very, very important not to mess with those. Okay, so I hope you liked this video anyways. I think it's really important to do videos like that. I think it's really important to take a look at all the different kinds of scrap and to see what is actually worth our time and what is definitely not. So if you enjoyed this video in any way, rate it with either like a thumbs up or a thumbs down or something like that, whatever you might want to do. And also please write something in the comments below if you've got anything to say about this. You just want to say hi or something like that. I'd be very happy to answer that as well. And I'm always very happy if I get any kind of sort of comments, because that's obviously a very cool thing. What's also cool thing is if people subscribe to the channel, so do that as well if you want to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very, very much for watching, and until next time.